Hey, welcome back friends. So this is our sixth part of our tutorial series Master e2e Testing with Protractor, and we were looking into the examples of JavaScript in Protractor. So if you guys remember, let me pull it here. We just seen this input spec which has just a simple spec. Now we will look something like more detail into the Protractor, and we will go through this bit more complex scenario here which comes with Protractor. So as you guys are aware, when we will install this Protractor, we will by default we will get this project which will be under example, and in example we have this Angular material where they just give us a conf file and two input spec files. So this is just like a complete setup. You can just run this conf file and you can see these things running. So in last video we seen how this thing worked. Now we are going to see the other spec which have like three specs inside it. So we have this feature, you can call it feature, it's a describe, and inside this we have one, two, three. So three features here. So if I will run this, I will get three spec run. So let me show you. Oh sorry, I did something. Yeah, control S. Okay, so let me run this first. So it's opening my browser, it will go to this page and it will run three scenarios. So you see it took only 6 seconds to run the three scenarios. And why it is running this file, why it is not running the input spec? Because I already changed here. So if you remember in last video I shown you this thing. So from here you can control your all the specs, whatever spec you want to run. So now I want to run this spec which is mat paginator spec. So I will give this spec here, I will run my config file and it will start running this spec. So using, like, we haven't seen anything, it was so quick and it just completed and it gave us these three dots. So these three dots means these three are passed. If there is something failed, it will mark it with a F. So you can see F here, like let me show you how it shows when something fails. So let me add something here like 1 2 3 4 5. Now this is not any option, so it won't get any object to click, and this spec should fail, so third one should fail. So let me run here protractor.conf. Okay, so you can see now here, let me show you these here. So this is two green and third one is failed, so it's saying F here. And when you will see down, you can see here it's saying a bit more down, we can go and see, yeah, this one, three specs, one is failed. Okay, so let's see what these specs are doing, how they are doing all these things, and which methods they are using. So let me scroll this up and go to our first line which says expected condition. We already covered this thing in our previous video, so I'm not going to discuss the EC. I will come to this method before all. Now what do you mean by before all? So if you guys are aware of AOP in Spring, so this is like same concept. Before all method will run before all of these. So before this it will run these things. So there are more, like we will see these methods in more detail. There is a before all, before each, like if you want to do some task before each of these scenarios, you can put that common code here. Like every time you want to navigate to a website, before each of these you can do that, or like log in into the application. There is also a after all method, after each method. So there will be four methods: before each, before all, after each, after all. So here they have used before all. It means in the beginning this will run only once. So all these all, they will run only once, and the each one will run each time whenever this spec is running, whenever this scenario is running. So before all it will run once, and then it will run all these three test cases. So let me pull something from our old test case. So let me maximize the window first so we can see bit more clearly. So I will maximize this here. Okay, now it should navigate to next page, and it's clicking on the next page. and I want to see this. So I will keep a weight here. So I will keep some weight of like say 4 seconds. Then it's saying should navigate to a previous page, means it will click somewhere previous. Let me put a weight here. So why we are putting this weight? So that we can see what it's doing. Now here it is clicking on this div. Let me put a weight here, and again it is clicking somewhere. Let me put weight here. So I put these weights, and now when I will run, I can see each scenario it is executing. So first I'm expecting it to click on next page. In this I'm expecting it to go to previous page, and in this one it should click on first option of this mat option text. So in this div there will be a select. It should select first thing from that div. So let's go and run this and see how this works. Okay, it's opening this browser. Now you can see it came here. Now it should go to a previous page. Okay, it went to a previous. Now it should come back. Now it came back. You have seen that. Now it will select first thing from the drop down. So see, from the drop down it's selecting first, which is 5. So it worked. It selected 5. Now I can change this. So you know from here it was selecting first. I can change this. I can change it like second or some other element which I want to select, or I can change the drop down from here. So this is a line which is selecting that last drop down. This is a line which is clicking on the previous page, and this is a line which is clicking on the next page. And just to show you some changes, let me change this scenario. So what I will do, I will click on next 3 times, and I will add a weight of 1 second in each, so you guys can see whenever it executes. Okay, so let me run this again, and we are not interested now here. So just to make this video short, I'm just removing these weights from here. Now let's run it again and see what happens. It came here. It will click now on next, this button. See, now it's 11, 21, 30, 20, 30. It ran. It failed because of some error, I think. Okay, so it was expecting this, but it's not getting this one. So since we clicked 2 times, this happened. Like here we have give expected should be this one, because once it clicks on the next page it should be there, but we click thrice. So instead of this it was showing something else. So let me remove this thing and make it like as it was previously. Okay, this 4 seconds, let it be 4 seconds. Now we already seen some of the things from here. So just starting from the first line, we have seen the describe. This is a feature. We have seen a const. This is just for a waiting condition. Before all, so before all it will navigate to this line, it will maximize the window, and then it will wait for this element to pop up on the screen. So it will wait for loading. Once this is done, it will start running this thing. So in this it will go and it will click on this page. So I am clicking this by using a CSS. You can see here, and $sign is already explained as I told you in last video. $sign means this thing. So instead of saying element expect this, element by CSS, I can use a $sign. Then it's a expect. So expect in this is in Jasmine, it will wait for this condition. So expect is something like assert. So I'm checking that this with this so here it is a bit a catch, like I'm saying for this element get the attribute inner text, and its inner text should be equal to this. Okay, same I'm doing here. So I'm just validating my click actually. So I clicked on it. Okay, but how I can say that what are the after effects of this click? So after this click it should show me like the inner text of it should change from 1 to 10 to 11 to 20. Okay, similarly I'm validating this thing here, and this is something same. Now there is one more thing which I should like to include in this video before wrapping it up. So what if you want to run only one scenario? So let's say you, in this spec file you have 15 scenarios, and this scenario is failing, and you want to run only this scenario. What you will do? So for that there are two things. If you want to run only this scenario, force it to run. So say F. So when you will say F it, now when I will run this spec file, it will only run this scenario. So let me show you how. It will maximize. Now it will only click here and it will come back. It won't click on the previous and all those. See, now you can see it's saying ran 1 out of 3 specs. Means there are total 3 scenarios. I ran only one. You can see only one grid dot here, and it's saying ran 1, 0 failure, finished in 9 seconds. Now what if I do not want to run this? Let's say, as I told you previously, you have 15 scenarios, only this one is failing. So I tried to fix it by running this only, but now someone is asking me to run this build, and someone is saying, hey, run all the test cases and see whether the application is good or not, and I do not want to run this. So what I will do, I will ignore this by keeping X. So when I will mark X, it won't run only this scenario. So if there are 15 scenarios, it won't run the only one which has X. Let me show you this thing. And now one more thing, the others will, okay, it ran it. So you can see here, this star means ignore. So it ignored first and it ran 2 of them. See, it's saying Angular material paginator component page should navigate to next, temporary disabled, because I use this XIT. And then it's saying 3 specs, 0 failure, 1 is pending spec, because I'm not running it. I already used this XIT. So these is like some basics of the Protractor which we are seeing here. These are some small things which we seen. Now actually this was the basic setup which I want to discuss with you guys, because I don't know, like some of you may be using Protractor to run on non-Angular websites or any other websites, and your project may be separate. And I will, in next video, I will show you, like, if you remember when we came here, so open a new folder. This was our project. We installed our Protractor here. In node modules, I came to Protractor and I showed you this example. And at that time I was also saying, like, you can use TypeScript or JavaScript for writing your test cases and building this framework. So in this we used JavaScript. So there is one more example which says TypeScript. So before covering all these things, like before starting to our actual project, in which we will set an Angular project and will run a complete Angular project and see how testing works in real projects. Before going there, in next video I will just take like couple of minutes to explain you this thing. So if you want to see why we are using TypeScript, what is the difference between JavaScript Protractor and TypeScript Protractor, so we will see like couple of things there. And then in next video we will start with our main project, from where we will continue and develop our like full-fledged of this Protractor framework. We will add reports, we will add Jenkins, everything. So thank you for your time and thank you for watching this video. Please do subscribe to our videos and please do comment and just let me know what you guys are using. You guys are using a JavaScript or you guys are using a TypeScript to build your this framework, and please do tell me the reason also why you are preferring one of these. Thank you. See you in next video. Thanks.